Hey guys, how you doing? Today is a big day in music production with the release of Logic 10.5 and also Rolling Cloud released their huge update last night. So I'm going to go over some of that stuff with you guys. But right now I want to go over just a few of the things you'll find in the new Logic update. I've been using Logic for a long time. I used it initially when I actually paid $1,000 for it. Logic Express was out at that same time, and the price has gone down over the years ever since. So now at $250, it's a bargain, and you can actually buy this with Final Cut. I believe it's $200. It's $199, and you get Final Cut with that as well. So it's just unbelievable what you can do with this. All right, so this is a huge update, probably the biggest update that I am aware of since I've been using Logic, and since Logic 10, I would say. So what we're looking at right now is the introduction of looping, kind of like you would see in Ableton Live, also what you would see in Bitwig Studio as well. So I don't know about you guys, but I've been using Logic. I work with Pro Tools as well, and use Reason, and I use Ableton. They all do different things. Ableton is a great program, but it's kind of cool to have Logic incorporate some of those features into this. So I opened up a template initially. It's part of this new update. It's the live looping template, and I decided to pick a reggaeton pop kind of thing. So I'm just going to go through some of the features that you would find in this. Again, I would recommend when you update this to update all the sounds. And how do you do that? You go here, go to the sound library, download all available sounds. It takes a little while to do. Do that before you do anything else. All right. So I'm just going to go through in this tutorial the live looping. And once you open it up, you'll see here, this is something new, and this is different. This is the live looping grid. And then when we click, or not even click here, you can just look at it. It's the track view. So we're going to go over that in a sec. And this is the normal track view that we've seen in Logic, that linear based record from point A to point B. Let's just look at this looping grid here. All right, so this looks a lot like Ableton. You could see the these are cells, and if I click on one individual cell, I'm going to hear this one loop. And that is a really cool reggaeton type of loop. So I'm just going to go through a few of these, and if I play one underneath it, it's a little different than Ableton. We're hearing both of them. Now I'm going to go this way. So here's where it's opposite. So now when I go horizontally, what happens here, it's not going to play the whole scene. And they are calling them scenes too, which is interesting. And I'm hearing that. These are all my beats. And it says right here, it actually makes sense. This track is beats. I kind of like it like this. So I'm just going through all the different beats. They all sound great. Now, the cool thing about this is when I go to my smart controls, I can actually do this little XY pad filter thing if you have a K-oscillator. Look at that. How cool is that? All right, so that's one thing here. Listen to this. A little stutter edit, maybe a little BT action going on. All right, how about this? That's very cool. So there's these remix effects that we can use. I can add a little wobble. Not going to hear that so much on this. So it's doing some filtering and wobbling. Very cool. All right, so now what do I do if I want to add other stuff to it? I can click underneath it, and it's waiting until it goes. clicking on the different beats right now and some percussion. Now let's click on a whole scene. Let's see what that does. So these little tabs here, and they're calling it a scene as well. So I'm going to click on that, and we're getting that whole entire row. And if I want to choose another scene, I can do this. So all the different scenes I can go through. And then here, that's an all stop. So if you're familiar with Ableton, there's a lot of similarities here. I really, this is my professional opinion here. I love this. This is really cool. It's real easy to look at. And I like that you have the track sliders here that we see this in Logic, each individual track. So one thing though, I'm going to click on right now. We're hearing a beat by itself. Now, this is really, I can click up here, I double click, and what does it do? It opens up the editor. So if I want to change this, and they're calling them cells, if I want to change the cell, I can. I can cut it, I can do all kinds of stuff with it. So that opens up the editor. All right, now one thing that I spent a bit of time trying to figure out, the instructions are there, but for some reason, and you guys are going to find this out too, I wanted to figure out how to record a live loop. And when I click here, it's in French. All right, I don't speak French. Those of you that do, that's great, wonderful, and you can read this and translate it. But you'd have to go in the manual. So for some reason, on that particular part here in this support area, if you want to figure out how to record a live loop, this little link is in French. But you can find that, if you speak English, you can find it in the table of contents for the manual as well. All right, so now this is what, when I work with Ableton, this is what I do. I'll work with all my loops in a grid. I have a launch pad. It's over here. Can't see it. But that's something I've yet to do, hook up the launch pad to this to see. Actually, I did hook it up. I couldn't get it to kind of work. I'm sure that's a question that you guys are going to want to figure out how to do. I'll work with it next couple of days and see if we can get the launch pad to work with this. I think I'd have to change a bunch of different things. I don't think it's mapped for it. All right, so here's something that is great. And this is what you do in Ableton. When I first worked with Ableton, I had to figure out, I had to do a mix for somebody. So I just decided to take a bunch of different tracks, wind up doing a mix, and I did some effects on it, and I just recorded it. You hit record, and you make your own arrangement of all the tracks that you do. So you can do that here, which is really cool. So if I click over here, now I'm going to see the regular timeline like we normally have in Logic, and the grid type of view here. If I want to record my performance, I can actually click here, and now I'm in record mode. So whatever arrangement I do, I can record it. So I'm going to click here to go in record mode. But I'm going to start over because I don't want to record over there. Make sure you're back at 0. I'm going to hit record. And I'm going to start with making an arrangement. And it's going to record whatever I do, which is awesome. And I can look over here. If I want to add my bass, I can figure out what my basses are. Let's get a little lead going on here. All right, so there's other stuff you can do with this too, as far as triggering the loops. You can press the shift key and then trigger just a bunch of different loops. So it's interesting. It's an interesting take on this. I haven't used Bitwig, but I'm sure it's pretty similar. And I really think this is a great thing that they're doing here in Logic. All right, there is other stuff here. There's so much other stuff. Again, I would suggest you guys download all the content first before you start opening. This is just the live loop section. And then if I want to play this back, I can play it back from here and hear my entire arrangement that I just did. And that's going to be really cool. So, and then you can mix it down and create your own little thing there. So that is it for this little tutorial. I am going to put others as we go along. Again, I just found out about this this morning and I downloaded it right away. It's interesting, I couldn't find the link for this for some reason. When I went to the Apple site, it said something about, it didn't say update. It said open, so I could open my version of it. And then I found it. I don't know exactly what it did, but anyway, it didn't say update right away. So that's it, guys. I wish you a great day, and I'll see you in the next Logic Pro X 10.5 tutorial. All right, see you soon. Bye-bye.